From the alley-oops at Keysar to the glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time. Black Hat Shanahan is a real thing, and I'm loving every second of it.
Oh, big time win today. Really excited about the way they played. Happy to be here today.
I mean, super happy to be. I'm actually surprised I made it here. You know, some threats against my life, but we're good. It's fine. Niners beat the Patriots. It's a great day. Happy, and also a little sad, but mostly happy. You know. It's going to be fine in my house.
You're going to be okay, man?
It'll be okay.
You're going to go into fan protection?
You know, maybe. There's a chance I may need to go into fan witness protection or something like that. But, I mean, what an absolute performance today from this team.
Yeah, the 49ers were hitting on all cylinders. And, you know, it kind of got off to a little bit of a sketchy start. You seen we got Jeff Wilson in the backfield, and he started making some easy runs. But they get to third down, and they got a 3rd and 4, and New England comes with a little bit of a stunt with some outside pressure, and Jimmy G does not miss a beat. He steps up, he's got man coverage, he makes someone miss, and he gets the first down. It's a big run in the game, and I think that was so pivotal. Right when it happened, I said, wow, Jimmy G just made something happen. That's what we needed from the 49ers, and it really sparked the rest of the drive, and the 49ers did exactly what they did to the Rams, took advantage of swing passes and quick run plays, and really looked very good, I thought, in their first drive.
Yeah, they drove down. They looked good. Put one in the end zone right away. Such a huge thing going to a place like New England to go down and hit them in the mouth. New England has been a house of horrors for many teams for many years. Then after that drive, we go down. The Niners force a punt. They get the ball. Jimmy G throws the ball a little bit high for Kittle right into the waiting arms of Devin McCourty. And, you know, it's one of those situations where, especially earlier this season, it was, oh no, you know, losing the momentum. The Patriots might go down. The Patriots got the ball right around midfield. They might have got a first down or two, but Niners defense stiffens up and holds them to a field goal. That was a win. That was a big win right there to hold them to 3 points on that interception.
Big time.
A huge stop by the 49ers defense. Big time way to step up and only give up 3 points after the turnover. Again, momentum looks like it's starting to shift a little bit. We get a nice drive. Get down the field. We get a Robbie Gould 41-yard field goal. I think that was the drive with the Trent Williams hold. That wasn't a hold at one point. That kind of pushed us out and put us in a position where we weren't going to get a chance to get a big first down or a scoring drive and then in a touchdown. But we salvaged the drive, salvaged the possession. That was a really bad call, by the way. That was not a hold.
I feel like the ref meant to call mauling.
Maybe. He completely manhandled that guy. But we salvaged the possession. We salvaged the series and get 3 points out of it, which is huge, especially since they went down, and now it's on the defense to make a big stop.
Yeah, they New England gets the ball, and this is kind of that time you're expecting Cam to do something, to get something going. And he comes right out, and he throws an ugly pass, and Fred Warner intercepts it. And Fred Warner is playing this absolutely perfectly. He knew the route before the route even got to him, and he jumps in front of it and makes the interception, and it turns out to be just an absolute huge play of the game.
Yeah, after that, the Niners went downfield pretty easily. They scored on a Kyle Juszczyk run and missed the extra point, so that makes it 16-3 right there. And then right back after that,
right before the end of the half, we get another big touchdown drive. Again, Patriots offense is just stalling. Cam Newton looks lost. He throws a couple passes, just it almost straight into the ground. 4 or 5 yards short of his receivers. The offense doesn't seem in sync. Julian Edelman's losing his mind. He's spiking his helmet on the sideline. He looks like he's going to punch somebody. Maybe Cam Newton. Who knows? Hopefully they don't fight it out on the sideline. But the Niners drive down the field, and Jeff Wilson, another one. Another big touchdown. Right off the left side, I think. Oh, no, right tackle. Off right tackle, 16 yards for a score. Jeff Wilson looking like an absolute beast all game long, running the ball hard, effectively, efficiently. you can see why Kyle Shanahan loves him so
That
much.
is a 7-play, 94-yard drive.
And what's big about the 16-yard run off that right side is the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo gets him into the right play.
Yep.
You can hear him can. He switches it, and they really run the right play, and boom, you see what happens. Brunskill and McGlinchey took care of business in a big way and opened a fat hole, and then Wilson ran away from the linebacker, which was really
And
nice.
that's the one where Juszczyk absolutely drove that guy into the ground, right?
Yeah, it was very nice. And I mean, just to clean up the end of the first half, Cam's trying to make something happen down. He throws it deep. Mosley's right there. We got good coverage from the safety getting help across.
And gets a great return on it.
Right, great return. 49ers probably should have done something better with it.
I mean, how much time was on? About what?
14 seconds.
14 seconds?
Yeah. They had 14 seconds, but they had 3 timeouts.
3 timeouts. I felt like, I know that you could tell Shanahan wanted the kill shot. He didn't want 3 points. He wanted 7 on the board.
I think he should have done 3 and I think that they were looking for something on that first play, and I think New England took everything away.
Yeah.
And so once you kind of lost 7 seconds, then it was, do you just go for the home run, or can we get something short? And I think they looked for something short, and the outlet was actually the home run shot.
Yeah.
And there was nothing underneath. If you look, everything's covered. Kittle's covered. Everyone is covered underneath. And so he just throws up a prayer to Brandon Ayuk. Okay, maybe he's an athlete and can make a play, but it wasn't there. I'm not going to harp on that one for Jimmy. Into half interceptions with no time left. They don't do nothing for me. I really could care less.
And then so we go into halftime beating the Patriots 23-3.
Yeah.
That's a big moment. I mean, we all thought the 49ers should win this game. I don't think any of us predicted them to be up 23-3 at halftime.
No.
And
I think the only one that was close to that was you. You were the only one who said that the Niners were going to jump out to a big
but
lead.
I thought New England would catch up.
Yeah, you thought they would catch up.
And to be honest, that's even when they went 13-3 last year. That's kind of been a hallmark of Kyle Shanahan's teams, is getting up and then the other team kept making it close towards the end of the game.
I mean, they're not Atlanta Falcons bad.
No. So, coming out, I'm still a little weary. They're dominating the game. The Patriots have done nothing, but it's still Bill Belichick over there.
Right.
And you still have to respect that there's a chance they make this a game. And New England drives right down the field to start the half. And I'm thinking, here it comes a little bit. And once again, the defense stiffens and holds them to a field goal once they're down there.
Bend, don't break.
And that, to me, that was a huge moment for them. Yeah, they drove down the field. You know what? Stiffened up, forced a field goal, because 23-6 is a lot better than 23-10. It's still a 3-score game.
Correct.
Your math skills.
Thank you.
That's absolutely impeccable math skills by one co-host and co-creator.
We can do math on this show.
We can do math on this show. That is 100%. The editor pointed that out a couple weeks ago. He said our math skills were impeccable. He was right. Horse, man.
My defense is impregnable.
And then not too long after that, 49ers, again, nice, big, long, fat drive. 6 plays, 84 yards. Get the ball at, the 10:48 mark? Basically right after the Patriots put the field goal in, and drive right down the field and put in another big touchdown. Another huge run there from Jeff Wilson Jr. off the left edge. That's the play he gets hurt on, unfortunately, and we're all hoping that it's not too serious, but it looks like it may be a high ankle sprain, and he may be out for a little bit. But what an incredible day he was having up to that point. And in all honesty, as much as that sucks, a part of me was a little bit excited, because at this point we have a big lead, which means I know we're now going to get a heavy dose of JaMychal Hasty the rest of the game, and I really want to see what the guy can do. He didn't disappoint the rest of the game, but that drive was a huge touchdown. I wish Jeff Wilson doesn't get the high ankle sprain there and the guy rolls on his ankle as he falls into the end zone. But, I mean, what a day he had today.
Yeah, the 49ers added on a Robbie Gould field goal to kind of finish off the Patriots. No more Cam Newton. Jarrett Stidham came in. I thought that was going to happen when we got to halftime. Cam was he was really struggling, and the 49ers looked really good. And the only scary thing that happened towards the end of the game is on the run to the outside, Deebo Samuel grabs his leg and the hamstring, and that could be very big down the season. But we don't want to damper this big win. We'll worry about that on another show. 49ers with an absolute huge win. Keep it going for the playoffs. We're in the middle of playoff hunt. Big win before we play Seattle next week.
And this right here, so we told all of you guys to stay calm when they fell to 2-3 against Miami. It was not the end of the world. There was a lot of football left. A lot of people thought they were about to drop 6-7 games in a row to good opponents. Look, they've come back and beaten a good opponent and a solid opponent back-to-back weeks. And they've brought themselves right back in the thick of the race with a huge game looming next week. If you think next week's game is going to be huge, what would be huge for us is if you were our 100th subscriber, you scroll down, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like everything we post. You can comment. We might comment back. It's up to you.
We will probably comment back.
There's a good chance
we usually comment back.
Yeah, we're pretty good about it. You want to be a part of this? Come on, join the community.
Join the party.
Yeah.
Niners are 4-3. Join the party before it's too late.
And I can tell you this, because we do math, 4-3 is better than 3-4.
Oh. Blowing my mind, man.
And now we're going to go over our offensive key matchups, see exactly if we were right in picking out if the 49ers executed these or not. Alex, what was your offensive key matchup, and how did it work out for the 49ers against the Patriots?
My offensive key matchup was one Deebo Samuel versus Stephon Gilmore. And surprisingly, they didn't really put Stephon Gilmore on Deebo. I was actually kind of surprised about it. Did that surprise either of you?
Yeah, I saw Gilmore get burnt by Kittle, though.
He did.
No, because I thought going into the game that they were going to use Gilmore sometimes on Kittle.
I thought they were too, but I thought you would see when Deebo was in that you would see that a lot. Part of the reason too that didn't happen as much, you saw Deebo Samuel in the backfield a lot. I think that's something you're going to see going forward until you get Raheem Mostert back healthy, is using him as a running threat as well as a receiving threat. Man, Kyle did an amazing job of scheming Deebo into one-on-one situations, even just getting him the ball out in space, short yardage, not super deep. And he won most of those one-on-one matchups. He didn't lose a lot of battles today. And like I said, it was one of those days where I said Deebo could catch 2 balls for 60 yards and he'd be fine. 5 for 65. 5 for 65, got it done. It's 13 yards a catch. He looked fantastic. Rushing the ball, 3 carries, 7 yards. Not huge, but some of those carries were for first downs. They were short yardage.
Would have had more if we didn't have holding penalties.
Oh, those freaking holding. A few of them were really bad, too. But Deebo, wonderful job today. I don't know if it's a win. It's a win. It's a win in the sense that whoever Stephon Gilmore was lined up today, he got beat more times than he won in those matchups, whether it was Brandon Ayuk, whether it was George Kittle like Horst was talking about, or the few times that Deebo had him out in space one-on-one. Deebo just performing and today and getting some catches in space and winning some battles was the important key. He definitely did that.
Maybe Stephon Gilmore was covering Kendrick Bourne, because that dude was a ghost. He made about as much impact on this game as Dante Pettis, and Dante Pettis didn't even dress.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, but I will say this. My key matchup on offense was the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan versus Bill Belichick, and I really thought this was going to be a chess match, and right away you could tell that it was not a chess match. This was one guy playing checkers, the other guy was playing chess. Kyle Shanahan completely out-schemed Bill Belichick in this game. The way that he got the ball, 2 receivers on swing passes, once again stretch the defense horizontally. That has been the game plan for 2 weeks now, is to stretch the defense horizontally and then attack up the field with run plays. They did it superbly. Plays that they executed last week, like swing passes in the flat. Then they sent Kittle on a slant up the, and he sat down for a big play early on in the game. So you got the Patriots looking at one thing and then them doing another. Kyle was really good. I thought the only series that I thought was maybe a little stagnant was the second drive of the game. I thought he kind of changed his game plan. I think he adjusted faster than he needed to. He thought that Bill was going to adjust quicker, and he just got ahead of himself. But once he got back to it, the run game was fantastic. The pass game was very creative. He got everyone involved. Great game plan. This was a definite W. If Shanahan coaches like this the rest of the season, the 49ers are going to win a lot of football games.
And the thing I thought was most impressive, too, was they talked about it on the broadcast. Romo was talking about it a little bit. was the game plan Belichick came out with was similar to what they used against the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And Shanahan was completely prepared for it. It's obvious the man's been watching a heavy dose of film to see what types of things Bill likes to do against teams that have struggled to establish the run game and have to rely on the pass. And he, tried to implement and fall back on something that worked in the past, and it kind of backfired and bit him in the butt today.
My offensive key matchup was George Kittle versus the Patriots linebackers, defensive backs, whoever they chose to cover him with. Anthony already mentioned about them even using Stephon Gilmore on him quite a bit today. But he had 5 catches for 55 yards. Wasn't his biggest game, but they were able to establish him early. Like I talked about, they hit him for a couple nice gains early. They were able to establish Kittle as a threat, and it affected their whole defense. It really helps on those, like you talked about, those swing passes and the runs. When they're that worried about Kittle catching the pass over the middle, it makes the entire field open up for everyone else. So even though he didn't have his best game, I think them getting the ball to Kittle early those couple times was huge, and establishing that he's going to be a lot harder to guard than Travis Kelce or Darren Waller, that you're going to have to do a lot more than just one thing to stop him. And I think it was still huge in the game, especially the passing game, that they were able to get him established early and show that you were not going to shut him down. In other words, he got kittled.
Definitely got kittled, especially on third downs.
Yeah.
The man was clutch and huge on third down.
Yep.
He won every single one of his matchups, third downs early in that game. What an absolute savage performance from George Kittle. It's straight beast of the game time. I think all of us have a different straight beast this week because everybody on the 49ers offense today was producing. Horst, what about you, though, man? Specifically, who do you got as your straight beast offensive player of the game?
Yeah, that's what I love about this offense, by the way, is look how many guys had impacts on the game.
It's true.
You guys know I'm a big sucker for line play, linemen, guys who do the dirty stuff. I'm going to go away from the line today a little bit and go with fullback Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk, they showed it on the TV if you watch the game. They broke down, had several key blocks throughout the game. He had the one on the stretch play to outside for a touchdown by Wilson where he just buried the guy into the ground. He had a couple very nice cut blocks on bigger defensive linemen, defensive ends. And he also scored a touchdown today running the ball. And he had 36 total yards on 5 touches, which for a fullback is a pretty good day.
Absolutely. Worth every penny that we spent on him. Ant,
Oh,
what do you got?
Yeah, that was really nice. The use of him was fantastic today. I'm going to go with another running back, but I'm going with Jeff Wilson Jr. He ran the ball 17 times for 112 yards. That's 6.6 yards per carry, plus 3 touchdowns. And the physicality that he showed running the ball was absolutely fantastic. He was finding holes and making great cuts. Actually, I was very surprised to see it. He showed kind of a different element than I'm used to. I'm used to more seeing him run just those really up the middle, physical type runs, getting 2-3 yards. And I know they've used him in the passing game some, but today he really showed that he's a more complete running back. Fantastic showing from him. It's too bad he got hurt because I think he could have bounced into even a bigger role in the 49ers offense. But I think when he comes back, we'll get to see him more on the offense. So great job, Jeff Wilson Jr.
Absolutely. Agreed completely. My straight beast this week is Brandon Ayuk, and it's simply and solely because he's the first 49ers wide receiver this season to post a 100-plus yard receiving game on the year. That's not obviously a tight end. George Kittle has done it multiple times. George Kittle is an absolute beast and a savage and probably the best receiving threat we have on this team. But to see the rookie come in a game against this team in which he was matched up, like Stephon Gilmore was matched up on him a lot, and he was able to create separation, go up and make some plays, break tackles in space. Couple key second down long, first and longs where he got the ball, broke a tackle, slipped, and got us into the third and short. And Jeff Wilson was able to run the ball effectively, and Kyle Shanahan's not worried about having to scheme up something on third down, which has been the kryptonite all season early on, especially getting ourselves into 3rd and 6s, 3rd and 7s, and you're in that weird place where running the ball is going to be difficult, and passing the ball is obviously like everyone knows it's coming. What a great performance by him, gutty performance. the things you love to see out of a rookie receiver.
By the way, to speak on what he said about Wilson, I think you made an interesting point, about how well he played, is that for fans, reporters, Grant Cohn types who question Kyle Shanahan on why he keeps a Jeff Wilson on the roster or a Raheem Mostert on the roster a few years ago, just maybe Kyle Shanahan knows more about that than the people sitting at home.
Bro, we should have just drafted Saquon Barkley.
And I think this is another great example.
Tevin Coleman today. He had 0 yards. Oh, wait, he didn't play.
But
he's on IR still.
I think this is another great example that Shanahan knows what he's talking about, that Lynch knows what he's doing.
Right.
Is you see a guy like Jeff Wilson come out and make plays. You see, remember today how many guys I was pointing out were undrafted. Say JaMychal Hasty. I know there was more than just that I can't think of. But
yeah, you probably should have pointed out more.
No, I know. Kevin Givens, right?
Kevin Givens, yes, there you go.
Plays. He's undrafted. Azeez Al-Shaair making plays.
Sure.
There were guys all over their field. Marcel Harris was, what, a 6th, 7th round pick?
Yeah.
It was a 6th round pick.
But I mean,
right there at the end.
So maybe their player evaluations are on point.
Emmanuel Mosley.
There's another one.
Yeah, holy snikes, dude. I always forget about that. I don't think 49er fans realize that, too. I don't think it clicks on anybody that undrafted. That's crazy, dude.
It's absolutely clear the 49ers can develop talent.
Yes,
absolutely.
That's what I'm getting at.
And that's why maybe the Jordan Willis trade will make sense. Because they can definitely
develop the talent.
Maybe they see something in him.
Well, it's at least a tryout because he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year.
Sure.
So if he doesn't pan out, $400,000, no problem.
Now it's time to break down our defensive key matchups for the game that we had coming in. Mine was the defensive line containing Cam Newton. As we've seen this year, the 49ers have been hurt by running quarterbacks. And today I thought they did a fantastic job. They held Cam Newton to 19 yards on 5 carries. They actually got a pretty good amount of pressure on him. And as I pointed out to some people I was watching the game with that kind of didn't understand, is they were switching up what they were doing with their linemen. Sometimes they would come aggressively up the field. Sometimes they would lay back and let Cam stand in the pocket. Sometimes they would bring a blitz. Sometimes they would spy him. I thought they did a fantastic job confusing Cam Newton with both the coverages and the pass rush. And they did a great job keeping Cam Newton in the pocket and not break. I think he had one run maybe for a first down. And they really did a great job holding him in the pocket. And as we saw, which is what I said at our podcast previewing the game, Cam Newton cannot beat you from the pocket.
That's exactly right. The whole game plan had to be keep Cam Newton in the pocket and confuse him with coverage. And we knew that would be the kryptonite for Superman, and it absolutely was today. Cam Newton had all kinds of problems figuring out what the 49ers were doing, what zone coverage they were running. He looked uncomfortable, even standing without pressure in the pocket. He just looked like he didn't know where to go with the ball. It was obvious that Robert Saleh and the 49ers defense was on point with the game plan to confuse him, and I thought they did a good job. He looked out of sorts. He can't make accurate throws. He's not a great thrower of the football, but I thought they did a good job. They really did take advantage of him. This is 2 weeks in a row. They need to keep stacking on this performance. Verrett, Mosley, Tarvarius Moore really did a good job in coverage. I think Tarvarius Moore is going to work himself into more playing time because he looked fantastic. The 49ers did exactly what they needed to do. Tricked him, fooled him, made him look uncomfortable even though he had a comfortable pocket a lot of times, and that's impressive.
Tarvarius Moore, to me, every time he's on the field, makes a play.
He sure does.
He sure does. And by the way, let's point out the fact that the both of your Wild Hats Bold this week hit. And yours was Cam Newton under 150 yards. He didn't even have 100 yards passing, dude. That's incredible. And Horst, it was almost an asterisk. Almost an asterisk. There wasn't a fumble. The Niners did force 2 fumbles. There wasn't a fumble recovery, but there were 4 turnovers today.
Yeah. And I said 3, correct?
And you said 3.
And 3 of them were by Cam.
It's true. You two, did you guys go back in time or Back to the Future or whatever? And
we have to go forward in time.
I mean, I don't know. The movie title doesn't make any sense, but it worked in the movie, so I figured it might work here. But no.
Honestly, I believe the more the season goes on, the more our predictions are going to hit. Because you get an idea of what teams are about. Yeah. It's hard to judge, teams and what's going to happen during games from the first few weeks. But
especially with no preseason.
yeah, you get a sample size on what people are doing and what they're running and what their capabilities are. And I think we're going to hit on more and more of these bold predictions.
I think you're right. I'm proud of us. Mostly you two this week.
Hey, you two hit last week.
The two of us, we've had 2 for 3
Hey,
the
if
last
we're
2 weeks.
2 for 3, that's
I'm
big
2
time.
weeks in a row.
I'm not very good at math, but I know 2 out of 3 is pretty good.
It's a D+.
It is a D+. My defensive key matchup. back on
track.
My defensive key matchup was the 49ers defense versus the run game, which, I mean, it goes along with everything else that pretty much happened today. I think it's probably the portion of the game that was the least successful in the second half, because that first opening drive, they were gashing us with the run. And yeah, they started completing passes at the end of the game, but they're completing passes at the end of the game because we're sitting back in coverage and giving them everything underneath, and sorry, you don't get anything over the top. If there was a negative for the game today, it would have been the run game, but they did have over 100 yards rushing. It's obviously a win for me in my key matchup, because the Niners defense held strong and really couldn't get any drives going, and Cam never got comfortable because, I think in part because they never had a run game, but a lot of that had to do with the things that he was talking about. They tried a couple early downs in the first couple of drives to get Cam on some runs and some draws, and there was just nothing there for him. He couldn't run the ball effectively. We weren't putting pressure off the edges to really force him out of the pocket and make him be mobile. You guys had talked about it both all last week on our Friday show. Basically just sit back, stay in zone, spy him, don't let him get out of the pocket and run, make him throw the ball, make him have to get past read 1 and 2, and he couldn't. And before you know it, they're completely out of sorts offensively. Cam's got 3 picks, and all of us are jacked.
That's right.
Jacked to the tits! Jacked!
Is no one going to point out that Cam stole the weekend's haircut?
He did.
Do we think Jimmy Garoppolo is now Cam Newton's mom's favorite quarterback?
There's a chance.
I don't know, but I bet it rubbed Robert Kraft the wrong way.
Still staying in. How are those ones? How are those ones staying in? I don't understand.
I had to get one more.
It's incredible. It's almost like you understand what the editor likes over here. It's crazy.
Just, a happy ending to Kraft and Garoppolo's time.
There's a happy ending for the 49ers in New England this week,
right.
That's for sure.
And now it's time for the Block is Hot Defensive Player of the Week. Alex, who is your guy?
My guy is the back-to-back great game having Dre Greenlaw. He wasn't the Block is Hot Player of the game last week. He wasn't our player last week, but he had a great game last week. Had just as great of a game this week. Really showed up. The big sack that he had coming off the edge. I thought live that it was Kerry Hyder, and Horst was like, nah, man. That was Greenlaw off the edge. Kerry Hyder took 2 on the inside. Greenlaw comes off the edge scot-free, wraps him up, takes him down. 3 tackles as well. He's playing solid. With Quan out of the lineup, he's been playing incredible in his spot. He looks lights out, just like last year when he stepped in and played huge. He looks really comfortable at that spot. I don't know if you guys think there should maybe be a change. I don't know.
I think Quan was playing so good when he got hurt.
He was.
That there won't be. I don't think that an injury is going to be what decides the difference between the two, but it starts bringing up questions about next year.
Well, yeah, I was going to say long-term potentially, yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Could Quan get you a different kind of player if you trade him? Could he be a trade block on the trade block and get you maybe a big-time pass rusher or a big-time receiver, something of that nature, maybe him in a pick?
Dallas needs some linebacker.
Yeah.
They do need some linebacker. Wait,
Hold on.
Horst, they need a hot boy. So what are you saying? What should the Niners be looking to do with Quan?
Alden Smith.
Alden Smith? Wait, he's still in the league? Alden Smith? If you haven't noticed by now, Horst is a big Alden Smith fan. He loves him.
The dude is a beast.
I agree with you. You're not wrong.
Is Alden Smith your Block is Hot Player of the Week?
Wait, is he?
No, he's not.
Who is then?
My Block is Hot Player of the Week is Jamar Taylor. Jamar Taylor steps in for K'Wan Williams. It's a tough job. K'Wan Williams is one of the better nickel corners in the whole league, and Madden still doesn't have his rating right. And he steps in. He's got a difficult assignment there with Edelman and those guys, and he gets 2 interceptions, Yes, they were off deflected passes, but as Tim Ryan so eloquently put it in the postgame, he got those interceptions because of his football intelligence and being in the right place. He's in the right place in his zone assignment, and that's when the ball comes to you. If Tim Ryan says it, I agree, because he's funny.
So because he's funny, he's right.
Yes.
Noted.
Okay.
And he hates Mike Purcell. So.
He does. He's not a big fan of Mike. I know a couple people now that aren't big fans of Mike Purcell.
There's a reason for that. He's not very good.
There's only one problem. He's not even good.
Why is Purcell on the field? He's garbage. Get him out of there, Tim Ryan.
That clip is going to play right now.
I can tell you right now, Mike Purcell is garbage. Get him out.
My block is hot defensive player of the week is Fred Warner. Once again, he just proved that not only is he one of the best linebackers in the league, he is the absolute best linebacker in the league. His coverage skills are unmatched for a linebacker, and he's always in the right spots. He's always bringing energy and putting the defense in the right positions. I don't know where the 49ers would be without him. He's absolutely fantastic, and he's putting himself in there with the likes of the 49ers' great linebackers of all time, Willis, Bowman, and now Warner. Dude's about to get paid a huge contract, and he deserves every single penny. So I think we're going to see Fred Warner get this award a few more times this season, but he's fantastic.
Mr. Editor, I think there's a mistake. You forgot the Sawft player that you didn't forget. What do you mean? What do you mean just go back to the scene? There's an empty space there, see? It's supposed to say Sawft player. Oh.
S-A-W-F-T,
All right, sweet. Ant, Sawft player of the week. What do you got?
Yeah, I got Sawft player of the week as Byron Cowart. If you want to know what Sawft looks like, it's this guy stepping on Laken Tomlinson's hand, stomping on his hand after a play. What a complete joke. You're an absolute... Ugh. I just can't stand you, okay? Let's just be honest. If they would have swung at you, they would have had every right to do it. Dirty stuff like that has no place in the NFL. You are a Sawft player.
I think he exacerbated it by running away from Trent Williams when Trent Williams...
I would run from Trent Williams too.
I wouldn't
want to be anywhere near Trent Williams.
Give Trent Williams a reason to come after me.
Hello, fetal position.
Except that it's not going to work because Trent Williams is not a bear. He's going to maul you and just jump on top of you. Or Mike Pouncey.
Run behind the ref. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Quickly stop it. He'll stop if he hears a whistle.
His last name should be Coward, not Cowart. You know?
Ooh. Got him.
This is the kind of highbrow, high-quality comedy you can expect on this podcast.
You know,
We're resorting to puns.
You know, I know Horse is right. He's funny.
That's right, everybody. This is the Hurt Business, the business that the 49ers are now officially in, and we got some new members to the Hurt Business, don't we, Ant?
Yeah. We have some guys that were straight hurting people today, and one of them that I remember the most was Tarvarius Moore, absolutely molly-whopping N'Keal Harry, knocking him out of the game. Tarvarius Moore was out there laying the wood all day.
Ouchtown population, you, bro.
Yeah, he was doing big-time stuff. He welcoming everyone to the Hurt Business.
I thought Jonathan Cyprien welcomed the Patriots kick returner to the Hurt Business when he came flying in, leveled him, knocked the ball out. Unfortunately, the Niners weren't able to pick it up, but man, Cyprien looked fired up to be in uniform this week. He had a couple of nice plays on special teams, but on that one, he put the hurt. He put the hurt on that.
I just kept hearing Bourbon. What?
Yeah. No, seriously. Especially when Cyprien, on kick returns with Cyprien, he was laying the wood on people. Like, Horace, you said it. He looked pumped to be back on an NFL field.
I think it's ironic that he plays safety. It's not very safe when he's out there.
It's not safe at all. It's very dangerous
I know
out there.
that's true because he's funny.
He's funny. He's so funny. He's the funniest. But anyway, Jeff Wilson is also the newest member of the Hurt Business because he was laying the hammer down on people. That dude, I haven't seen a 49ers running back run that hard in a while. It's been a bit since we've seen a guy running that hard, full speed. Mostert had a couple games the last couple weeks where he looked like he was running a lot harder than we've seen him downhill, especially. but not to this extent today. Jeff Wilson looked like he was trying to hurt people out there running the ball, especially up the middle. And he looked like an absolute
Shades
monster.
of Earl Campbell.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love listening to the guys after they make the big hits laughing too. Just giggling at people on the sideline.
That's becoming a staple now of the 49ers. I think we can thank George Kittle for his laughing while taking the souls of people on pancake blocks.
And Deebo Samuel.
That's true,
Deebo
too.
Samuel comes with a different type of attitude.
He does.
By the way, a couple other, we might have some honorable mentions here, would be Kittle's block on Lawrence Guy, where he put him all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
And the use check block we brought up a couple times.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of hurt business on him there, too.
Yeah. The 49ers are turning into the hurt business for sure. And I'm all in.
All in.
Check out Friday's episode. We'll be breaking down 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a very pivotal game for the 49ers because the Seahawks are sitting on top of the NFC West. 49ers need this win. If they get it, it sets everything up for the playoffs. But we're going to break it down. We're going to give you key matchups. We're going to give you bold predictions, which are coming true lately. And we're also going to make our picks. We'll let you know if the 49ers can beat the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday.
I'm ready to see the hurt business get put on Russell Wilson.
That's right.
It's true.
Big game next week. Everyone needs to be focused. We need all the faithful ready. Big time game. We'll be here to preview it for you, answer any questions you have. Although we don't do that live, but I just mean
Hypothetically,
we'll answer all your questions.
like you have them in your head. You're like, oh, is this even possible? Can we do this? And yes, of course we can. We're going to give you all the reasons why. We'll probably talk about, some things that if they go wrong, that'll be the reason why they can't get it done and can't pull it out. But we got full faith in this team right now. I think we're all three of us. We're all in with this group. This group can get it done. Shanahan and Saleh have shown that they can get it done with this group as it's currently constructed, which I don't think 2 or 3 weeks ago, if you would ask most 49er fans, they thought was possible.
Yeah, 49ers are definitely going to come out and handle business this week, hopefully. But we're going to break it down. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, is breaking down the matchups, because there's going to be a lot of cool stories. Plus, these two teams hate each other, which is fantastic.
True.
So the drama that's going to come with it's going to be awesome. And so, Horst, are you looking forward to this or what, man?
Mr. Unlimited has heck to pay.
He does have heck to pay. You know who else has heck to pay? Heck to pay. Did he just censor himself? I think he did. I think he just censored himself. You want to know why he did that? Because he wants his stuff to stay in because he's so funny.
If you guys, we had Mr. Unlimited on the show.
It's true.
If you guys want to see that interview, you should check it out.
There's a tag
Mr. Unlimited, we interviewed him. Fantastic.
Maybe we should see if we can get Future on the show this week.
This. I don't know how Mr. Unlimited is going to feel about that personally, but is that cut? Wait,
Would that be a little dangerous?
Oh God, the puns are just.
Yeah.
Never mind. I thought this guy was.
We need to keep it in the jar.
Yeah,
guys.
just needs to stay there. Just put it on the shelf. You know what, champ? Just take a time out. Maybe don't say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah, Horse. Not my goodies. So the 49ers for Seattle Sunday. Make sure you're here Friday. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be here. We're going to be locked in with all the key matchups, everything you want to know. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below. Maybe we'll answer it on Friday's show. But this could be big, but you guys know what time it is right now? Let's chalk it up.
Make sure you're subscriber 100. This is a happy ending for
I had to get one more. It's too fun.
It's too fun.